Hi, my name is Anna Yosin, and this is Whole-Soul Living. Today, I'm going to be talking about the yoga pose Warrior One, Virabhadrasana I. So there are a few schools of thought on alignment on this. I'm going to give you my take on the alignment as best that I know how to prevent injury based on 20 plus years of being a fitness professional. So with that, I'm going to start with the alignment of the feet. Okay, so if you want to join in, go ahead and stand up and find yourself in a neutral mountain pose, a neutral Tadasana. So that means your feet are right under your hip joints. You're standing up nice and tall. You're lengthening through the tailbone, lifting with the crown of the head, and we're engaging that inner abdominal wall, the transverse abdominis. So from there, for my opinion of this is that for Warrior One, we want to keep our feet not on our center line, right? So pretend there's a line on the floor that's going equidistant between your feet. And you've got two lanes, one on either side. For the Warrior One, let's have our feet be on either side. So we still have that center line that's directly under our belly button, okay? So you can just kind of step forward and back with that. It doesn't have to be super far out. It can be pretty much like your heel can be kind of on the line, but I still want you to have two lanes for this for Warrior One. I'm going to show you why in a minute, and that's to help protect your knee, okay? So with that, we're going to start with bringing that right leg back. So we're going to take a nice big step back, and we still have that center line, okay? This right foot, now everybody's anatomy is different, so do the best you can. Ideally, we want it at about a 45-degree angle, okay? It can be a little bit more parallel to the edge of your mat down there. But if you can, try to make that around a 45-degree angle. We're going to pull up on the toes, pull up on the arch, and push down to the knife side of that back foot. Okay, so that's the alignment of that foot. Play around with that a little bit. What is most common with this is people roll to the inside of that foot and then they don't really put a lot of weight on the outside. That puts a lot of pressure on your knee. So I'm gonna pull up on that arch, push down on the outside of that foot. I'm gonna engage my quad so my back leg is straight, and then I'm gonna push this right hip forward. So ideally, we're as square forward with those hips as possible. Okay, so let me show you from this direction. So I've got that foot there. So I've got that center line that I'm not stepping on. I'm pushing that hip forward, and I'm tucking the tailbone under just a little bit, so I'm opening up this right hip flexor. Now, if you don't have that flexibility in your Achilles, that's fine. You can bring your heel up and make it more of a crescent lunge as opposed to a Warrior One leg. Okay, so play around with that. Give that a go, and then try the other side. Okay, one side might be different from the other. So again, I want to push down to the outside of that left foot, pulling up on the arch, engaging the left quad, and we're pushing this left hip forward as we're pulling the right hip back. Now, again, if I need to come up onto that, bring the heel off of the floor a little bit, that's okay. Okay, so that's the back leg alignment. I'm gonna go there. Let's look at this front leg. I've moved back to the other side. So now my right foot is back, pushing that hip forward, pressing the knife side of that right foot. Now look at this left knee. We want this knee to be right over the ankle. Now, most common thing for the warriors is that this front knee wants to come in. See how it wants to come in. I need to engage the outside of that glute and make sure that knee stays stacked right on top of the ankle. So here's a way to tell. Can you see your big toe of the front foot? If my knee is in, I can't really see that big toe, so I want to open that hip up, and if that means I need to move this right hip forward a little bit, that's fine. It's better to protect the knees than to try to open those hips up. Especially for Warrior One, we don't need to open the hips up. That's not what we're doing in Warrior One. So from there, I'm still pushing to the base of the big toe. I'm pulling up on the arch. I'm pulling this left knee out to the side. From there, I'm squeezing my legs in towards each other, so fully active. And I can even engage this right glute just a little bit as I'm tucking that hip under. Pulling in and up on the pelvic floor muscles, pulling in and up on the inner abdominal wall. I'm lifting, lifting, lifting with each vertebra, pulling the shoulders down and back, lifting through the back of the neck, a slight tuck of the chin, drawing that crown of the head up towards the sky, like we've got a string pulling up, right? So even just this basic thing is super, super active. I'm engaging my abs, engaging my legs, engaging my feet, and from there, we sweep the arms up. A lot of times people are super, super tight in their shoulders and they can't really have their arms upright. So if that's the case, I want you to widen your arms so it's more of like a V. Pull your shoulders down and back as you're pushing this right hip forward. And if it doesn't hurt your neck, you can look up. So even if you're looking up with your neck, you're lifting, 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 and then reaching up from there. Okay, so then we're gonna bring that down. Let's try the other side. So from here, standing in neutral Tadasana, bring that left foot back, find your alignment. Push the knife side of that left foot down, pull up on the arch. I'm gonna shift my hips so that my left hip is pointed forward. Again, if I need to come off of that heel a little bit, that's fine. Pulling this right hip back, making sure this right knee is right over that ankle, stacked, and pulling up on the arch of the right foot. And then from there, drawing everything in, zip it and lift it, and then reaching up with the hands. Now, if you find your arms are up here, or if you can't straighten them, bring your arms wider to a V, then pull those shoulders down and back, and then from there you can work on reaching those hands up towards the ceiling. Again, don't roll in on the inside of that left foot. Push to the outside of that foot as we lift up. So this is Warrior One, gazing up between those thumbs, deepening the breath, okay? And come out of that, stepping forward. So that's your basic alignment for Warrior One. Let's talk about the breath with it, okay? So with the breath, if we're going to do a dynamic motion, like more of a hatha style, we want to breathe in as we lengthen. So think about breathing in as we reach and then exhaling as we're squeezing everything in. So we're pushing the air out as we squeeze in, okay? So let's start back with the right foot back. So take a nice big inhale, bring that foot back. Find your alignment, take your time. If you need to bring your feet a little wider, that's totally fine. And then sweeping the arms up, big inhale here. Good. The dynamic motion with this is bringing the hands to either side of that front foot. That's your exhale. Keep your back straight. Inhale, lift. Ujjayi breath. Exhale. Back down. Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands back down. Beautiful. We'll do one more time. Big inhale. Lift up and hold here. So we do this Ujjayi breath where we breathe in through the chest, the top of the chest, then the middle of the lungs, and the bottom of the rib cage. We're still keeping this lower abdominal active. As we breathe in, our shoulders expand, so we make more space for the lungs. We get a bigger breath. And then breathing out from the bottom, using the inner abdominals to push up on that diaphragm muscle, pushing the air out, 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 out. And that helps us with our alignment as well if we're breathing properly. Big inhale. And look up if it doesn't hurt your neck, and exhale. stepping forward. Beautiful. So that's the Warrior One. Now there are several variations of Warrior One, which I'll go into in other videos, but that's your basic Warrior One for now. Practice. Let me know how that feels for you. Write in the comments below and let me know if there's any other alignment cues that you'd like to have as well. So with that, I wish you a wonderful, beautiful day and much love to you. Namaste.